So your point is that this elections is all about money. But let's look at Governor Fayose. I know he came out to say that, you know, if they bring fire and water comes to fire, it will be quenched, that he will be the governor that would ensure that his party produces a successor. And now with the results coming out, are you surprised? And what does that say about Fayose's leadership?
I think for Fayose, I will base it on two. First, his strategy was very bad. And why his strategy was bad is this: you are a governor that built an image of a godlike fellow. You call yourself the Peter the Rock. You call yourself more like an individual that cannot be shaken and moved. Fine, I understand that. In politics, it's allowed. But at the toilet of your administration, all of a sudden, you're on national TV crying like a baby, telling me you've picked your colleagues or they're not picking your call. That is strategy Somersault. So I feel to him, if you have created that, if you have created that brand, you'll have stick with that brand. You are changing brand, it doesn't make sense. Then secondly as well, I think a lot of issues also took place. First, on the issue of the Fayose administration, one of his major issues he had was his inability to manage his party, the structure of the party in that state. We saw a month close to the election, individuals, political appointees in his cabinet, in his party, they were living indoors. We were saying Adele left. They were seeing we have commissioners leaving also as well, members of the House of Assembly leaving as well. So it shows that when it comes to election and leadership, especially when it comes to politics in this country, I think some individuals should rather be a bit man-like and not display a kind of a supreme being nature. That in itself set the people off. So I think if you are looking at the analysis now on his own contribution to the election, rather than what this APC-led administration and the federal government did to militarize and induce voters, I think he also shares a bit of the... It might not generally affect the total outcome of the election when people are paying 10,000 naira per vote, of course. However, I think he should also share a bit of the blame.
Okay, Moise, let's look at the issue of card readers. Let's look at the issue of, you know, the voters coming out to vote. How will you rate these Ekiti elections, especially with the 2019 elections coming up very shortly?
Well, I said it earlier. People are more of interest. And we should know that when you have an interest, if you have an interest on mind, no matter the disagreement, no matter what they are giving to you, you would want to follow your interest. And for those people that feel they can't follow their interest alone, they would at the same time follow the money while they follow their interest as well. This election has shown us that come to 19, people would go for their interest. And as for the readers, the card reader has gone a very long way, and it has done good to Nigeria. That is why we were not talking about rigging or no rigging. Now we are talking about giving money to people, sharing money. You can see Nigeria is moving ahead. Whether we like it or not, we are moving ahead. Because initially, in the past, what we do see is that, okay, they will come around, carry ballot boxes, and get away with it.
But now with using the card readers, it makes it harder. Will you agree that the card readers will prevent more cases of, you know, voter manipulation?
I think I think a lot of work still needs to be done in the process of the IT section of INEC. We saw maybe a few incidences. The governor, the PDP candidate was unable to vote before he was later allowed to vote. But I think we should go a step further to ensure that the elections are electronically collated at the polling unit. It is really important because information as well, allegations of course, came up also after the election that the total number of votes counted at polling units was not the same inputted at ward units. So if you have a total electronic system where while I vote, it automatically reflects immediately, you won't have people manipulating, you have allegations of manipulation at the end of the day. However, it's also very important to also stress that if we are rejoicing that our electoral vote has not been limited to inducement, then it's painful the set of individuals we have. Because to a large extent, what we are seeing is that human dignity, the rights of citizens, have now been reduced to cups of rice and 5,000 and 10,000 naira. What we are saying now is that it is more palatable to give people money to vote for you rather than speak to their conscience and tell them what you want to do. It is disgusting as a country that we will be celebrating this sort of shameful endeavor.
Let's look at like the role of social media, for example. You spoke about having, you know, electronic collation even at the polling units, but there are people who, the citizens, go out and, you know, they are there and they post figures. How important has that been in showing the credibility of the elections?
Well, I see some NGOs did some fantastic work. They were doing the snap and send, and at your polling unit we snap and send. But you should also understand that how many polling units do you have in the state? Nogo says around 221 polling units. Now, if you have 221 polling units, how many 221 of those elections will be sent across? How do you collate? So every day is doing a lot of work in maybe a bit of transparency. However, I think the Latin still falls wrong with INEC because at least I've conducted the election. I've been the presiding officer as well, and I understand clearly that it is possible. Manipulation is possible from the polling unit to the ward, then to the local government. I know it's very, very possible. So if people are telling you it is so transparent, it's 100%, it's not 100%, it's not even 90%. What can actually ensure a transparent and fair election in this country is when we have a digital and electronic system where I input one, then one goes immediately to the INEC database, and we can all see. So I think that will come the issue of allegations coming up and people talking about votes. Some of the votes are changing as well.
Okay, thank you very much, Boladale Adekoya and Ahmed Muiz, for being a part of Rubbin Minds.